If you made it this far, God bless you. I want to thank everyone for the positive feedback and the input that I was given for yesterday's video. Again, if you haven't, please share it with someone and leave me comments. These comments help me improve my channel, improve my content. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I finally put the effort into making it happen. So, welcome to another episode of the Road to Recovery. Road to Recovery, and I'm your host, Recovery Lord. We making this happen. Came up the rough side of the mountain. That's how I got that name, Recovery Lord. So I started yesterday's group with today's just for today. So I'll do that today. Again, it's in this book, the just for today. This is the NA version. So it's two versions of this book. It's the NA version and the AA version. But if you're familiar with recovery groups, then AA, you can only say enough just to qualify for the fact that you have an alcohol problem. NA is a little bit more colorful and you get to tell your story a little bit more and in detail. So we'll go with today's just for today. Today is February 25th, and today's just for today is sick as your secrets. This is something that I say a lot to my clients. You're only as sick as the secrets that you choose to hold on to. So it would be tragic to write foul and inventory only to shove it in a drawer. These defects grow in the dark and die in the light of exposure. Basic text, page 32. How many times have we heard it said that we are only as sick as our secrets? While many members choose not to use meetings to share the intimate details of their lives, it's important that we each discover what works best for us. What about those behaviors we have carried into our recovery that, if discovered, would cause us shame? How much are we comfortable disclosing? And to whom? If we are uncomfortable sharing some details of our lives and meetings, to whom do we turn to? We have found the answer to those questions in sponsorship. Although a relationship with a sponsor takes time to build, it's important that we come to trust our sponsor enough to be completely honest. Only defects our defects only have power as long as they stay hidden. If we want to be free from those defects, we must uncover them. Secrets are only secret until we share them with another human being. Just for today, I will uncover my secrets. I will appreciate being honest with my sponsor. And before you be honest with anyone else, make sure you're honest with yourself, because that's what your addiction thrives on: manipulation, finessing, as they call it on the street. So, if that's what feeds your addiction, then only honesty is going to maintain your recovery. And what I explain to my clients when I share time with them is, when you recover, you're not just putting drugs down, you're taking everything back that drugs have taken from you. And if you think you only pay the $5 and $10 that these drugs cost, that's just not true. You pay with your pride. You pay with some of your dignity. That's why people have nicknames like Mook Mook and Man Man and whatnot. I'm in the front line of the opioid crisis here live in Baltimore City. So I heard it all before. Let me explain. The dog ate my homework. I didn't get enough sleep last night. No, not you didn't get enough sleep last night. Your ass didn't sleep last night. You've been staying up all night. That's something we talked about yesterday with the endocrine system and how it regulates sleep with melatonin and all that. This reality, you need a break from this. That's why we go to sleep. If you ever been around somebody who been up a whole 24 hours or a day and a half, 2 days, like how some of these pills and these drugs out here, they crazy as ever. You can't stay in this manipulation for too long. You gotta detach. And when I was out there running the streets, because I wasn't always recovery lawyer. I used to call myself Barack Obama. And I stayed out there picking up pills, drinking, doing the most, carrying on, thinking that I was being funny and having fun. But I'm gonna go into today's group topic. And this is a review from the group I did last week. And it's 10 reasons why people fail in recovery. And you don't always go in thinking and expecting to fail. You want to see yourself successful, prosper, get better. But let's be honest, recovery is not just saying nice things and cookies and cream. You got to talk to not only the healing part of you, but the hurt part also. You don't want to just tell yourself everything you want to hear. Be honest with yourself. So, 10 reasons why people fail in recovery. Number one, the number one reason why people fail in recovery is a lack of purpose. What are you recovering for? It's not to sit around and watch goddamn reruns all day and to sit around and do nothing. And if you've been using and drinking, you got to replace that time with something else. So, lack of purpose. Why are you recovering? And everybody in the group will say the same thing. Well, oh, Mr. Mason, you got to want it for yourself first. That is true. You should want it for yourself first. But how addiction work is sometimes people will be sitting, taking forever in a day until they strong enough to want it for themselves. So if you're not strong enough to want it for yourself, it's nothing wrong with wanting it for your children, even if they're grown. If they seen you mess up, they need to see you try. If you don't have kids, you could do it for your nieces, for your nephews. If you don't have nieces and nephews, you could do it for somebody you care about. Because see, when I'm in these groups, people always come with excuses. As soon as you give them a solution, they come with another problem. I had to tell somebody, you're addicted to giving me problems. The problem is, I'm not addicted to solving them because I got my own damn problems I got to figure out. So, when you talk about that lack of purpose, that's the number one reason why people fail in recovery. They know why they get high, they know why they drink. A smart person should know where they hurt at because you got to know where you hurt at to even begin to think about potential remedies to fix that hurt. If you got a toothache, you're not looking for band-aids, are you? So you got to be intentional. That's what somebody told me this weekend, because I said I like to do groups where and talk to people where it's therapeutic, but they don't realize it. Because sometimes when people think you're on that tip with them, they immediately shut down. And this person told me, be intentional. It doesn't matter. Know your purpose, your why. Your purpose is your why. Why am I doing? Why is it important for me to stop? Your grandkids. If you don't have grandkids, your future grandkids. Stop just living in the now and in just this moment. Life is bigger than that. Even though, yes, the future is not promised to us and the past already happened. But you got to have a bigger perspective of, why it is you do some of the things you do. So what a purpose looks like is it could be going back to school. It could be finally doing something you've been putting on a back burner forever. I just stopped smoking marijuana, grass, loud, whatever you want to call it, in December. And since I've stopped, I can see how much more time is in a day, how much more energy I have. See, I'm already a certain age and getting older. I'll be 48 coming up. I don't need nothing out here to make me goddamn older than I already am. That's hustling backwards. So the number one reason why people fail in their recovery is lack of purpose. The second reason why people fail in their recovery, in their recovery, is lack of ambition. Lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity. Some people are okay in being in mediocre relationships, having mediocre communication skills, and just, I don't know, just average, not even average, below average. Why? What makes you okay with that? I'll tell you, allowing your addiction to do the thinking for you. Because anybody in their right mind would not be comfortable with being mediocre and basic. They get on other people for being basic. So why would somebody pick out and set out to choose to be basic? Lack of ambition. Why are you okay with mediocrity? Why? Question that. Even if you don't share that with somebody else, get to the root of what's going on. Process that. Because when you have unprocessed hurt, unprocessed trauma, they get stuck in different parts of your body. You know, depressed people smoke more, and smoking more leads to emphysema, COPD. That's another reason why I stopped smoking. Because if I'm sitting around waiting for John Hopkins or somebody else to tell me to stop smoking, I don't take it personal. I know their job is to tell me once I have something that they can give me a medication for to treat. And so, me knowing that, always, you can never be too early, but you damn sure could be too late. So, lack of ambition. The third reasons why people fail in recovery is lack of self-discipline. People are waiting for to get caught. They're waiting for their PO to tell them. I got people that come and wait for me to give them a goal, knowing how many people I see a week. You're waiting for somebody else to do something for you that's extremely important in your life. Self-discipline. It's a reason why a lot of our people find Islam, and once they're in jail and incarcerated, is because they realize once they're in that cell how undisciplined their life really was, and all the people they were ignoring, because people like to ignore people or think they're ignoring people while they out there on the street. You got people like, yeah, stop going down Baltimore and Cary Street, stop doing, and you think when you locked up, matter of fact, before you even get to jail, in the canoe or whatnot, when you in a paddy wagon, you hear that loud and clear. All them people that was like, keep your ass off such and such. Stay away, stop fooling with. What happened to those people? Now you a hater when you tell somebody they doing something that's foolish. I remember the days where you have a girlfriend or you dealing with somebody, you think they bad. You take them to your grandmother's house or you take them to some older people. They meet her one time. They may not say it to her. They pull you up. Baby. Nah. Next time you want to keep fooling with so and so, they gonna have to wait outside on the damn steps for you till you get done, till you go out, because they not welcome here. Self-discipline solves a majority of our problems. I got clients that wait to come in and hear me say something magical they never heard before and all that. That, I mean, that's a lot of pressure on me, but I'm recovery lord. So, I deal with some of it. But nah, a lot of your problems are just solved specifically and honestly with self-discipline. Number 4, the fourth reason why people fail in recovery, an uncontrolled desire for something for nothing. See, once you tell a person recovery is work, that's when some people start itching. Because we got people that act like they allergic to work. They want something for nothing. You got people who come and just do nothing all day. I got clients, yeah, he not doing this. He not going to school. He not, but at least I know where he at. He in his room and he's not bothering nobody, and he's not in trouble, but he's also not being productive. And those are things that, as time goes on, people regret some of those things. Once their awareness builds, once they realize how precious time in life is. I used to laugh at people who, when they were older and they used to walk up the damn steps one at a time and all that. I ain't there yet, but I will tell you that I got a lot of this gray hair, was white and all this, a lot faster than it happens, a lot faster than what you think. So an uncontrolled desire for something for nothing. And we see through that when people are calling us and they scam us. And the funny thing is, my youngest, Malachi, is 4, and he was with me this weekend, and somebody was calling his phone. Yes, he's 4 with a cell phone. My boy had a cell phone before he was potty trained. Welcome to the 21st century. But he didn't recognize the number, and he was like, "It's probably a scammer, Daddy. It's a scammer." He sounds like ghetto Stewie, in town Stewie or whatever. I won't say ghetto because he's not ghetto. None of my kids are ghetto, by the way. Um, I love all of them. My oldest, Adia, who came to see me the other day. I knew she was funny, but I didn't know she was that funny. Fucking hilarious. Hilarious. My son, little Mike Squid, and I remember him saying, "I'm tired of being called little Mike." And I said, "I know how that feels a little bit because, I'm about to be 48, and I got siblings who still call me little Mike. It come with the territory." Um, then my daughter Aaliyah, my third oldest, who just recently turned 21, who used to challenge me. It definitely inspired me. I used to drink and play cards, and I got phone impossible nigga all day. And she pulled me up and she said, "Dad, why are you always drinking every time we around you?" And I tell her that story all the time to let her know how much she opened my eyes with saying that. Not only why was I doing that, but just to let me know she wasn't comfortable seeing me that way. She expected more. So now, that she's 21, if she ever get out there and get to drinking too much, I'm gonna hit her with a reverse Uno. And then, we have my daughter Micah, who is on an honor roll every 5 minutes. Just got accepted to Overly. Wants to be a nurse, scientist. Definitely proud of her. Um, she inspires me as well. And then my youngest Malachi. Then I have a grandson who's smart as ever. He knows all type of dinosaurs, and this one, and that one. And that's a Triceratops. That's a Velociraptor. I didn't even know what the heck. I thought it was a damn T-Rex, but no. Come to find out, it's a damn Velociraptor. But getting back, you're right. I do the same thing in group. For anybody who watches, that'd be the same stuff he would go on rants and tantrums. So we went over for number 5, ill health. Some people don't recover because they think their addiction has already compromised their body. And I tell my clients all the time, your parents will forgive you, your children will forgive you, your friends, but the one thing that won't forgive you if you disrespect it too much is your body. And some people feel like, well, I already got emphysema, I already got COPD, so it doesn't matter, and this and that. No, don't. That's your addiction doing the thinking for you. And always know that as much as we love drinking, as much as we love popping them transformers and blue dolphins and all this shit, it don't love you back. And its job is to destroy you, which it will do. Ill health. That's Ray J talking about his heart only working 25%, and he's not even gonna see 2027, which is heartbreaking. He when a person gets to that. But that's what holding on to something that's poisoning you will do. Number 6, unfavorable environment factors in childhood. And I talk to my clients about, we know what a narcissist is. Somebody who's self-absorbed in themselves, but a lot of people don't know what a narcissistic scar is. And for all the terms and the stuff I talk about, I encourage everybody that watches these videos to either jot down notes or to Google some of this down. You don't necessarily have to just take anything I say at face value. And actually, pour some in the comments. If you want to share what your purpose is, share that in a comment. It can help somebody who read them. It helps me help other people. This is how I get, better, by helping people, trial and error. But going back to unfavorable environment factors in childhood, when you are embarrassed and your emotions are hurt and you're extremely embarrassed as a child, it creates something called a narcissistic scar. And what a narcissistic scar is basically a spiritual void. And what do people who suffer from addiction do? They try to have a spiritual void, but fill it with material things in their environment. They try to fill it with women, with clothes, with money, with drinks, with drugs. And if you have a spiritual void, you have to fill that with a spiritual antidote, which is, and it's Ramadan now. You see, I got the garb on and I've been fasting, and it's Lent as well. And I was told by Shamika yesterday, Miss Mary, how you want to carry it, that not only should you be fasting, but the times of day when you would be eating a meal, you should replace that with prayer. And for anybody who wants to talk about prayer and oh, that S don't whatever, I done been through enough up the rough side of the mountain where some of the times all I had was hope. Hope does matter. It's something to hold on to in the middle of a storm. And a person suffering from addiction is in the middle of a storm. This narcissistic scar is tried to be replaced with materialistic things in your environment. And the people who allow drugs in the community, when it comes on the port, the port of Baltimore, the longshoresmen take it off the ships. It's only illegal once it get the green mount, and once it get the mook and man in them, then it's illegal. And then if it go out Hunt Valley or something weird, it's not. It can go to Penn North, but if it go to certain spots where they don't want it to go, it's back illegal. And one thing we do know, them damn scooters, them lime scooters they be riding, those don't make it all the way to Venezuela and Colombia. You need a damn boat for that, or a plane, and that's how they getting it. So that's the unfavorable. That's number 6. Number 7 is a negative personality. Some people just have negative personalities and want to complain about shit. They get up mad. They get up ready to argue. So I used to be that way. I used to pop them pills, go to them shops, pop the pill, the one where the bikes at that they always would, and pop the pill and be on my way right back to the house. Yeah, I'm a mess her head up when I say this, when I bring this up, when I bring that up. I can't wait to argue. And a negative personality, when you constantly negative and that's the energy you put out, some people avoid you because of that, because they don't feel like hearing that shit. And then if you notice, sometimes negative people start to hang together and be around each other. It's not just a solo, now it's a duet. Now because misery loves company, they say that. These not my words. Number 8, procrastination. Procrastination and addiction will make you procrastinate, because once you get your drink in you, once you pop them pills, Then you want to do specific activities. You don't want to do nothing that's going to kill your buzz. Or I'll use I statements. That's how I felt. That's how it hit me and affected me. And procrastination, look, life is not promised to any of us. So we don't have the luxury of putting certain things off tomorrow, 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 the next day. I'll do this another time. And by the time you know it, them kids that you're supposed to spend time with don't even want to spend time with you no more. They don't that ship done sailed. That time has already passed. And why put off something that important that you could do today for tomorrow? And the wise man told me when you don't have plans, you fall into somebody else's. Number 9, lack of persistence. So you ever hear people who've been in recovery groups say the same energy you use to go chase that shit, girl, that's the same energy you need to use to get your life together. That's being persistent. See, an addiction, a person could wake up owing $100, owing shops out here. What they gonna do? You think that's gonna stop them from using? Absolutely not. They gonna find another shop. They gonna walk around. They gonna do whatever they can figure out. They gonna put them puzzle pieces together. Well, that same effort is the effort we have to use to build ourselves. What makes us put that much effort into finding a way to poison ourselves? People sitting up Penn North for hours. Like I say this in group. People sitting on Penn North for so long at the bus stop that they got a tan where the sun been hitting their goddamn legs all day. But when they come to group, their legs start shaking and they give me 20, 25 minutes to save their life. But they got all day to throw it away. But I don't take it personal because I know that I learned to separate a person from their addiction. And number 10, the reason why people fail in recovery is lack of ability to make decisions. And when you lack the ability to make decisions, that's when people want to start making decisions for you. And you may not agree with those decisions that they make for you. But you gotta strike while the iron is hot. You can't sit around, well, I'm not sure I could do this. I could no. Make a plan. I heard in church, uh, plan your work so that you can work your plan. Because when you're walking on a certain path, it's ground that's waiting on you. It was ground waiting on my son to walk to go get his car. It was a pen waiting at the dealership for him to pick it up and sign the contract to get his new whip. But we have free will. And regardless what is in store or planned for us, we could always screw it up. So I do see that I'm running kind of late. This is a longer video than the one yesterday. I took the advice of not moving around so god daggone much. So I listened. The feedback works. And hopefully if you found this video to be a little notch above the one yesterday, leave me a like. Make sure you leave a comment. Definitely subscribe. If you know someone who could benefit from hearing this message, please share it with them. Um, I hope and pray that my friends and family, I'm not in this to, oh yeah, I gotta have 4.7 million views and I don't know a bunch of animation and to put this stuff up and do the damn. I don't know all that. But what I am trying to do is save a life, save someone, and not only do it myself though, help somebody really to be their own hero. Because the same way you're your worst enemy, that's one side of the coin. You're also your biggest hero. And how we in groups is God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. More will be revealed, but not by me, because I can only describe my addiction to you. You have to comprehend and get to the bottom of your addiction, why it is you okay. And if it was peer pressure, let it be that, you know, but acknowledge it, because all of us didn't come from broken homes and Antoine Fisher shit going on. Some of us just followed the wrong crowd. And hey, that honesty, it could be bitter, but does every medicine have to be sweet? Only a child thinks that. I'm gonna take this medicine and it goddamn better tastes like gum or lemon drops. The older you get, you don't give a damn how the medicine tastes. You care if it work or not. And with that, I'm gonna leave that. I hope this has brought something to you and support you on your recovery journey. God bless you.